Nintendo's gone insane. For some reason, out of the blue this week, they decided to drop a mammoth-sized eShop sale. One that's equivalent to something that you would see around a holiday or so. This big sale is called a Supercharged sale, with the intent for you to be able to beef up your game libraries. As usual, I got you covered with the highlights from the sale. So without any further ado, let's just dive right in, because there's a lot of freaking games to talk about today. The Katamari Damacy games are awesome. Yes, they are weird, but there's something really addicting about rolling up stuff with your Katamari ball. In each of the games, you're tasked with making a Katamari ball as big as possible within a time limit. Throughout your playtime, you'll find yourself in various settings, like inside a house, a school, a town, or even rolling across the globe. You have to roll up everything, and I mean everything, and that even includes people and other living things. Hey, nothing is off limits in your quest. Katamari Damacy REROLL is a remaster of the PS2 classic. Here the visuals have been upgraded, and the controls have been slightly improved too. There's a nice demo in the eShop for the game that will give you enough of a taste to see if you like the gameplay or not, so definitely make sure to check that out. If you like what you see from the demo and want to pick up the main game, then now is a good time. It's on sale for 75% off in most regions until February 10th. The KLONOA games are some wonderful platformers, some of the very best that weren't made by Nintendo, and it's really cool that they brought the games back through a collection called KLONOA Phantasy Reverie series. This collection is great because the original games are pricey to get a hold of. This includes remasters of the two games, the Wii version of the first game and the second game, which was on the PS2. Both games' graphics have been upgraded, as well as there's an option for an easier difficulty for those who are maybe looking for a more relaxed experience. The collection is on sale for 75% off in most regions. Pac-Man Museum Plus is a collection of Pac-Man games. This includes games from Pac-Man's arcade days, early console releases, and even later console releases. It has 14 titles in all, including the original Pac-Man game, Super Pac-Man, Pac-in-Time, Pac-and-Roll Remix, Pac-Man Championship Edition, and Pac-Man 256. It's a good set of games. It's 50% off currently through the latest eShop sale. Mr. DrillLand on Switch is a remaster of a GameCube game that was originally exclusive to Japan. With the remaster, now everyone can enjoy this fantastic puzzle game with its many fun gameplay modes that add some interesting changes to the Mr. Driller formula. Of course, the original Mr. Driller experience is here too. The version on Switch includes a ton of multiplayer modes, including 4-player online play, and even includes a new casual mode for new or younger players to enjoy so they can get a feel for the game. It's on sale for 84% off in most regions. NAMCO Museum is our arcade collection of 11 NAMCO arcade classics for the Switch. This collection includes Dig Dug, Galaga, Galaga 88, Pac-Man, Pac-Man vs., Rolling Thunder 1 and 2, Sky Kid, Splatterhouse, Tank Force, and Tower Duraga. The collection has online leaderboard support for all the games, the ability to rotate the screens, the ability to change the game's settings, aka dip switch settings, and it includes a save state function too. It's a fairly straightforward collection, but for as cheap as it's going for, it's worth picking up if you like retro arcade games. It's on sale for 84% off in most regions as well. Streets of Rage 4 is one of the best beat-em-up games you can get for the Switch. It's a worthy entry in the famed Sega series. The gameplay is a lot of fun, there's a number of characters to use and unlock, with each one feeling unique, and the game overall has a lot of replay value between the unlocks and modes to play. To top it off, it has local and online multiplayer, which is always a good thing when a beat-em-up has online multiplayer. Absolutely a solid game without a doubt, and it's back on sale at its previous holiday sale price of 60% off. The impossible port, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, is back on sale again. This is a bit of a miracle, considering that when it was last on sale last month for the holidays, the previous sale before that was way back in 2019. Yeah, a 5-year gap. If you missed it the first time, then you can get it again at its 70% off price. You don't want to miss out on second chances, my friends. That said, this game is really amazing to see how it runs on Switch. It's pretty incredible how good it looks on the platform. Super Crazy Rhythm Castle is an interesting rhythm game. Up to 4 players can compete against each other to try to win a contest and become the king of the rhythm castle. More often than not, you'll need to time your button pressing to the beat of the music during challenges. Like most rhythm games, this game often mixes things up by throwing different challenges at you. Often, you'll need to solve puzzles and perform other actions while trying to hit those notes. For example, sometimes you'll need to sort items, gather up certain items, ward off enemies, throw vegetables to please a sacrifice, or shoot a giant eggplant monster in the face. Stuff like that. Yeah, it's safe to say things get pretty crazy during these challenges. Hey, well, crazy is in the name. That said, I found this to be a pretty fun game, even when playing solo by myself, so don't worry if you don't have others to play with. It's perfectly fine in single player. This game is on sale right now, via the latest eShop sale, reaching a brand new low price too. It's 50% off until February 10th. Little Kitty Big City is a game that has you exploring a big city from the viewpoint of a cat. Go at your own pace, play and explore, complete quests, chat with other animals, and customize your kitty. Hey, maybe even make the world your sandbox. This is an extremely cute and charming cozy game. It's a good family-friendly game to chill with. It's on sale for 35% off, which is the lowest price it's ever been on the eShop. Do you like the mystery dungeon games? If you do, then you should definitely check out this next game. Shiren, The Wanderer, The Tower of Fortune, and The Dice of Fate is the 5th entry in the Shiren the Wanderer series, which has been a part of the Mystery Dungeon series since 1995. That's a long time. A roguelike RPG, players in this one will need to traverse randomized dungeons and fight monsters to collect loot and goodies. If they die, well, they lose everything, and the levels reset to 1, as well as the dungeons change. The Switch version includes 3 new dungeons and a new live stream display. If you like the dungeon gameplay from the prior games, then you'll get hooked on this one. If you've never played one before, then, well, here's a good jumping in point, as it's super cheap to get. It's on sale for 80% off, which in the US, that means it's $3.99. Bulletstorm was one of my favorite shooters for the PS3. I really loved the over-the-top action that rewarded players for being creative with their kills and their shooting. Years later, they released a Switch edition, dubbed the Duke of Switch Edition, and it's a fantastic way to play the game. It looks great on the system, and it includes the ability now to play as Duke Nukem, the legendary man himself, through the whole campaign, fully voiced and all too. Even if you played this game before, it's totally worth playing again as Duke. This is a crazy shooter, and it's amazing. I can't recommend it enough. It's great and absolutely worth getting at its discount of 75% off. The Quake and Quake 2 Enhanced Bundle contains both Quake games, fully enhanced and revamped for consoles. These games include new expansions along with the original ones, new game modes, online multiplayer with cross-play support, loads of quality of life features, and lots more. The bundle is a fantastic way to enjoy these classic games at a nice sized discount. If you like FPS games, then do yourself a favor and pick this up while it's at 60% off. Duke Nukem 3D 20th Anniversary World Tour is an updated remaster of the legendary boomer shooter. This game comes with a new remastered look, improved visuals, online multiplayer for up to 8 players, new voiceovers with the original voice actor, new weapons, new music, and even a brand new episode as well. It's a great remaster. It's been well over a year since the last sale, but it's finally on sale again with a nice sized discount. It's currently discounted 80% off its MSRP. Looking for a solid racing game for the Switch? Then check out Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. Not only is there a lot of racing to be had in this one, but you get to play as the police too, and try to take down drivers using different equipment. It's a pretty fun game. The remaster for the Switch looks pretty good, and it has all the DLC that came out for the original game, as well as it includes cross-platform multiplayer support. Like I said before in the past, I love when games have cross-platform multiplayer. More games need to offer that. It's back on sale at its previous holiday sale price. It's 83% off until February 10th. Pinball M is a spin-off of the Pinball FX series, and this one focuses on mature themed tables, and in a lot of cases, horror-themed ones. The app itself comes with a free, horror-themed table, but you can expand the lineup with buying extra tables, just like you can with Pinball FX. That said, the Death Save Bundle is the way to go if you want to pick up a bunch of tables for cheap. This bundle includes Chucky's Killer Pinball, a Child's Play themed table, The Thing Pinball, Dead by Daylight Pinball, and Duke Nukem's Big Shot Pinball, and that bundle is currently on sale for a brand new low price. The discount knocks 60% off the price tag. I think this is a pretty good deal if you like virtual pinball. The Messenger is a retro-inspired action platformer where you play as a young ninja who is tasked with a mission that he must complete in order for his clan to survive. Initially, the game starts off as a pretty linear action platformer, but eventually it transitions into a Metroidvania that has you revisiting prior levels in order to find items. It's a pretty nice game, but the game's humor and the various nods to classic 8-bit and 16-bit games is what makes this game stand out. It's a pretty solid game with lots of variety to the levels that help to keep the game feeling fresh. It's at 80% off, and it's a solid get from the eShop sale. If you're hungry for a good 2D platformer but only have a few bucks to spare, then you should check out Kaze and the Wild Masks. Its gameplay is similar to the Donkey Kong Country games, and it's a solid platformer that has you using the various mask powers throughout 30 plus levels within the game. It's on sale for a brand new low price at 90% off the eShop MSRP. I think it's a no-brainer of a deal. ProtoCorgi is a shoot-'em-up, or in this case, a pop-'em-up, where you play as a cybernetic corgi who is on a quest to save his owner who is kidnapped by an alien race. As cute and silly as the game might be, it's actually a pretty well-made shoot-'em-up with some fun levels to blast through, along with a nice challenge, especially on the harder difficulty levels. At 70% off, this is super cheap to get. It's a no-brainer to pick up if you like shoot-'em-ups. SteamWorld Quest, Hand of Gilgamech, is a bit different from the other SteamWorld games, as this is a role-playing card game. You get to play as a bunch of different heroes and battle your way by using cards from your crafted deck. It's actually a pretty cool game with some good gameplay and some nice hand-drawn visuals. At its brand new low price of 92% off, I think this is another one that is a no-brainer to pick up from the sale. Loop Hero is a roguelike that has some pretty unique gameplay. The gameplay has players playing on a randomly generated map that they can change and manipulate by placing cards on the map. You need to carefully place cards to guide the hero around the map to explore, as well as to defeat enemies and get stronger. Eventually though, you'll need to take on bosses, and if you win, you get to continue the adventure. If you lose, well, you have to start all over, but at least you get to retain 30% of your resources. Again, it's a really unique game, so if you're looking for something different to experience, then you should definitely check this out. It's on sale for 75% off, which marks a brand new low price for it on the eShop. Raging Loop seems like a creepy adventure game, set smack dab in a psychological horror story of sorts. Haruki finds himself in a remote mountain village, where after the appearance of a mist, an event begins to occur, called the Feast of the Yami Purge, where several villagers become wolves and must kill a person each night. Soon afterwards, Haruki discovers that apparently he can loop back in time after each death, and with this newfound ability, he must try to learn the truth about everything and why he's able to loop back in time. The game itself has a branching plotline where players' choices and actions affect the direction of the story. You're able to go back to previous points of the story and choose different choices and explore more of the narrative. So it's like adventure visual novels like Danganronpa or the Zero Escape series in a way. And if you like those games, then you'll probably like this one, as it's a bit similar in nature. It's on sale for a brand new low price of 75% off until February 10th. Paradise Killer takes place in a pocket universe of sorts, where a group of immortal aliens are trying to create the perfect society to reawaken their gods. As an experiment, they create a place called Paradise Island, where they have humans that they have kidnapped live as citizens on the island. At the start of the game, the aliens are running their 24th iteration of the experiment. One day, one of the aliens are found murdered. And wait, I thought they were immortal. Anyway, after thinking they initially have the culprit, they soon believe that there's more to the mystery, and they call upon the detective, Lady Love Dies, to solve the case. In this game, you'll need to solve mysteries in a 3D world while searching for evidence and clues, as well as bring characters to trial and use what you found to bring a conviction. It's a weird and eccentric mystery adventure game. That said though, it's got some pretty good reviews going for it, so this seems like a winner for those who like that kind of stuff. It's on sale for 75% off until February 10th. Sega has a bunch of games on sale, as per usual with these big sales, and here's the noteworthy ones. The Switch port of Yakuza Kiwami is back to its holiday sale price of $14.99 in the US. The Switch port here is a fairly good port too. The Sega Ages sale is back again. Each game in the series is on sale for 70% off again. There's some excellent games under the Sega Ages series, like Phantasy Star, Outrun, Virtua Racing, the Pure games, Lightning Force, and Thunder Force AC, and heck, even the two Sonic the Hedgehog games have some pretty good Sega Ages versions too. Each game comes with a bevy of features and perks that make these versions the best way to play each game. I've covered a few of the arcade ones through my Arcade Games on Switch series, so feel free to check that out if you're curious about some more details on some of the games. The fantastic Persona series is on sale again with some deep discounts for the games. You can get Persona 3 and 4 for 40% off each, as well as pick up a bundle that contains both games for even more savings at a 50% discount. These might be older games, but they hold up quite well, and for myself, I consider these to be some of the best JRPGs ever made. The same goes for Persona 5 Royal. I highly recommend this one too, and I consider it to be one of the best JRPGs on the Switch platform. Top 10 for sure, maybe even in the top 5. It's so freaking good. It's a beefy game too, but the ride is fantastic from start to end. The game is on sale for 60% off until February 7th. Finally, I gotta shout out the Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection. These are HD remasters of the classic dungeon crawling RPGs, games that came out on the DS many years ago. The games have now been formatted for a single screen now, with updated visuals and music, as well as they include quality of life features like difficulty selection and those multiple save slots now. The bundle contains all 3 games, 1 through 3, and is a big savings in itself, but now that collection is 60% off. You can basically get all 3 games for less than what one game normally costs at MSRP. Pretty insane. Square Enix has most of their catalog on sale for the Supercharged sale. Since most are repeat sales, I'm going to keep things simple by pointing out just a handful to look out for. Octopath Traveler and its sequel are back to its previous holiday sale prices. Octopath Traveler is on sale for 60% off, and its very good sequel, Octopath Traveler 2, is on sale for 50% off. For less than the price of a brand new game, you get 2 fantastic JRPGs, some of the better ones for the Switch. That's a damn good deal. The Final Fantasy 1 through 6 Pixel Remastered Collection is back on sale on the eShop too, but this time it's going for an even lower price. It's 30% off now. The games are also available individually, and each one of those are marked 30% off in most regions. Here's the rundown on the 19 first-party games that are on sale. First up, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. The updated port of the Wii U game is on sale for 33% off. In this one, you can play as Toadette too. It's actually the first time she was ever in a 2D Mario game. And somehow she can transform into some weird look-alike of Peach that actually controls far better than Peach does. Why? Again, don't ask. Nintendo does what they want. Also on sale is a trio of Mario sports themed games. There's Mario Tennis Aces. The Mario Tennis games are always fun, especially for multiplayer. There's Mario Strikers Battle League, the football/soccer game, where you get to beat up other Mario characters and crush their bones and their dreams as you score goals. This one is more multiplayer focused, especially for online, and there's not as much single player content as I like, so just keep that in mind if you pick that one up. Finally, there's Mario Golf Super Rush on sale. This one is probably the best of the 3 Mario sports games. They really shaped this up after launch by adding a bunch of courses, new characters too, and by refining the options and the experience for the players. This is a really good fun arcade golf game. All 3 sports games are on sale for 33% off as well. Kirby Star Allies is on sale for 30% off. This Kirby game's focus is about Kirby teaming up with his enemies by recruiting them and using their powers. Other players can assume the forms of his allies too, making for a good multiplayer experience. It's not my favorite Kirby game on the Switch, but it's solid for the most part. ARMS is a game I feel gets slept on these days. It's a fun 3D fighting game, especially in multiplayer. It's a neat game where you get to use each character's long arms and their unique powers to knock an opponent out. You can customize them with different arm powers too that you can unlock and obtain. I will say this about it, the motion control support is spot on. The controls feel great and they're accurate, and it just might be my favorite way to play this game. ARMS is on sale for 30% off via the latest eShop sale. Another Code Recollection gets its first sale ever on the eShop. It's 30% off too. This is a remake of 2 games. Another Code, 2 Memories, also known as Trace Memory, which was a DS game, and the sequel, Another Code R, A Journey into Lost Memory, which came out for the Wii. Both games are puzzle adventure games that have you following protagonist Ashley Rizuki Robbins as he attempts to solve some mysteries that have some deep connections to her life. I love the DS game, the original, but I haven't had a chance to play the collection yet. I really do want to, one day though. Miitopia for the Switch is an enhanced port of the 3DS game. It's a bit of a role-playing game, a simple one to be fair, but I will say the creativity aspects and the simulation stuffs are the game's biggest asset. Creating Miis and using them in the game's story is the best part, but if you're a hardcore RPG fan, you might be underwhelmed by the game's mechanics. Still though, for those who want to pick it up, it is on sale for 30% off. Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics is one I will always recommend for those to pick up or have in their collection because, simply put, there's so many games included that there's something here for everyone to enjoy. There's a ton of card games, from the standard stuff like poker and blackjack, to stuff like Last Card, which is basically a version of Uno, and the Japanese card game Hanafuda, as well as board games like Makala, chess, checkers, variations of shogi, and dominoes, to more eccentric games like toy baseball and toy curling, golf, darts, a shooting gallery, battle tanks, fishing, and there's even a virtual piano that you can mess around with. There's 51 games here, and there's probably several games that you'll end up liking, and the ones that have multiplayer are all supported through local and online play. Go Vacation is an enhanced release for the Switch of a Wii game originally developed by Bandai Namco. This is Bandai Namco's take on Wii Sports, except now there's 50 minigames included. In addition, you'll be able to unlock and earn furniture to customize your very own villa, so there's some light sim elements here too. It seems like a neat game. This is on sale for 30% off too. 2 games you shouldn't get from the first party sale are Sushi Striker, The Way of Sushido, and 1-2 Switch. I mean, Sushi Striker by itself is not a bad game. It's actually a pretty decent action puzzler. But here, at least in North America, you get a physical copy for less than $15 easy. The 30% discount here on the eShop is not enough for it in my view. As for 1-2 Switch, I mean, come on. No. Save your money for other games. Big Brain Academy, Brain vs. Brain, is the latest game in the Big Brain Academy series that allows you to match your brain power and quick thinking against others through local play. Show off how smart you are or how dumb you might be. Honestly, I only recommend this one if you like puzzle games or the like. Game Builder Garage isn't really a game. It's more of an educational / programming game where you can develop and program your own mini-games and stuffs. It is neat for sure, and yeah, you can play games and stuff that other people have developed, but I would only get this if you're into making or creating stuff on your own. If you are into that, then you'll like this. Both Big Brain Academy and Game Builder Garage are on sale for 30% off. Some of the smaller digital games by Nintendo are also on sale. Time UFO is one of my favorite eShop games. It was developed by HAL Laboratories, the same people that have worked on many of the Kirby games. In this, you are tasked to complete missions by picking up and moving objects to a certain location or level, or by balancing them on top of each other. You can do this by using the little UFO's little crane arm. In each level, there's other additional bonus tasks to complete to unlock extra goodies, as well as to earn money to unlock different costumes and such. It's a fun little game that's full of Nintendo charm. Now FYI, this one doesn't go on sale too often. I think this is only the 4th sale ever in about 5 years, so make sure to get this one while it's discounted if you're interested. Box Boy plus Box Girl is the latest game in the Box Boy series, which are puzzle platforming games that have you creating shapes out of boxes to overcome obstacles and solve puzzles in order to reach the end of a level. While the game can be played entirely solo, this time around, there is an option for local co-op play. If you liked Snipper Clips or Unravel 2, those types of co-op puzzle platformers, then you'll dig this one. The Stretchers is another co-op style game where you have to work together to rescue and transport residents who have fallen under a serious case of dizzy confusion. Now it's not all that simple. This is a physics-based game, so you'll have to come to grips with balancing the two characters, as well as overcoming some crazy scenarios to try to rescue people. This one also is a rare sale too. It's only been on sale for about 3 times before over the last 5 years or so. Kirby's Dream Buffet is a party multiplayer type game where you have to race to the finish by eating as many sweets as you can. Sometimes you also have to compete by knocking the other Kirbys off a platform, so you can eat as many things as you can too. It's fun, but it's definitely a game that is better with some friends, or some enemies. Kirby Fighters 2 is another smaller type game, where it's all about fighting. In fact, it's almost like a mini Smash Bros. Type game, just with Kirby characters. There's a ton of Kirbys to play as, each with their own powers and moves, and there's some other guest characters to play as. There's a story mode, as well as multiplayer modes for both local and online play. Both Kirby games are on sale for 30% off until February 10th. And wow, that is it for the eShop deals, at least for today. It's been pretty crazy that Nintendo just randomly decided to drop a huge sale like this one this week. But hey, they have been pretty full of surprises lately, so maybe this is just par for the course. Anyway, let me know down below in the comments if you plan on picking up anything from the sale, and if you liked the video, then consider becoming a subscriber if you haven't already done so yet. If you love hearing about and discovering new games to play, as well as hearing about some sweet game deals on Nintendo games too, then you gotta hit that subscribe button, because you don't want to miss out on any future videos. But for now, that is it for me today. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you real soon on the next video.